Love it.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Final Whistle here on the Final Whistle Network. We've got an action-packed show. But before we get it started, I want to introduce the rest of the crew. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the weather guy, Lucian Graves. How are you?
I'm doing great, Matt. Excited for another show, another week, another step closer to Alabama football and college football. Let's go. Roll daggum Tide.
Let's go. Roll daggum Tide. Listen, our double agent, sometimes he's in Oxford. Sometimes he's doing SEC Media Days for Ole Miss. The one and only Daniel Petty, the opening kick host. How are you?
Man, I'm glad to be here with my fellas, man, with the OGs, the Avengers on a Tuesday night. And like Lou said, man, I'll be honest, I didn't even know it was media days this week. My head's been that much in the sand, but I've been glued to it, and the bug is starting to bite. I'm ready for some freaking football now. Let's roll.
I'm ready to. Speaking of football, proud granddad right here. Our lead recruiting analyst who just recruited another 5-star into his family, the one and only Final Whistle, Dan. How are you?
Oh, doing great, man. Enjoying grandfatherhood.
Ready to Corey and count on this kid?
Oh yeah, I already rated a 4-star by all services.
He got an NIL deal with Gerber?
With Johnson & Johnson.
Awesome, guys. But listen, hit that like, subscribe button. Share with your friends, family, friends. We're getting close to football season, so you're going to want to be glued here, especially getting close to that opening kickoff. Again, this is the Crimson Avengers. We are the Final Whistle, but I want to get to our sponsor, the Tidal Towel. Listen, there's a wave rising in the South, and it's not in the ocean. It's the Tidal Towel, the ultimate symbol of Bama power, brought to you by wetwillsports.com. That's wetwillsports.com. Whether you're in Bryant-Denny, repping from your living room, the Tidal Towel brings the heat, crimson, bold, and it's unapologetically Alabama. Join the wave, wave the power, get your Tidal Towel today at wetwillsports.com. That's wetwillsports.com. So, guys, let's we know, since speaking of football, you can kind of smell it in the air. We had SEC Media Days, so I think Alabama goes tomorrow. But it seems like, for me, I don't know about you guys, it seems like everybody's just asking all these other schools about Alabama, whether it's, Vanderbilt, Georgia, who else? Obviously, Auburn, all these other schools. Seems like Alabama's still the big topic. I'm just glad we're getting close to football practice. So anything you guys want to just kind of recap, Petty, Dan, Lucian Graves, things you might be looking forward to hearing maybe from Alabama? I know Alabama's got Tim Keenan, Lawson, Proctor speaking, as well as with Coach Kalen DeBoer. Is there any type of message you guys want to hear from those guys?
Well, this is the time of year where, we like to see, things like Lou kept us up to speed on, like, guys, who's coming in, who's putting on weight, who's losing weight, things like that. This things we're looking forward to at this time, how players, the newcomers, getting acclimated, are they getting their bodies ready for the grind of the SEC schedule? So it was pretty interesting and very detail oriented. The size and weights that Lou sent us this week.
Yeah, I think it's good to see. A lot of guys went up and down as far as weight, so it's exciting. But listen, excited to hear what Bama's going to talk about tomorrow. So, but before they talk, let's talk about us, you guys. Let's talk about our topics tonight. Let's go to our first topic. So, speaking of the SEC, you heard Greg Sankey talk about, it's two power conferences, obviously us and the Big Ten. But hypothetically, if the SEC were to expand, say you were Greg Sankey, who would you like to see and why? And you can expand up to 3 teams. So I don't know who's want to go first on this.
Let's go 4 since you got to have a pair. So one of the 4.
Yeah. I like Dan's call because that was about to like the third. I had one, but then I was gonna have to flip a coin.
Okay, Petty, we're gonna let you
How
go
very
first.
James brother of you, Dan.
Paying homage to Chris with the CBS.
Hey, let's get him in before he hops on.
I'm good.
Go, Dan.
Anybody like FSU screwed that they had their chance. I would never say Florida State. I would go, and call me crazy, and give me my favorite rivalry in sports that's not a part of the SEC, and that's that Tobacco Road basketball game.
That's right.
Give me Duke and North Carolina, because then the basketball conference is undisputably the best. And every once in a while you get a good football game, and I'm not sure if you've been up to that part of the country. It's a really cool place to go, very pretty up there. I wouldn't mind that being added to the SEC. And then let's go up a little further. Me and Lou talked about this today. I didn't know my man has gotten to see this in person. And if this became a part of the SEC, it would almost ensure that I would get to see a night game at Lane Stadium at Virginia Tech and see that inner Sandman. So give me Virginia Tech, Virginia, North Carolina, Duke. And, hey, man, we can keep adding. We've added Oklahoma and Texas, enough superpowers in football. We need a few more Vandies to kind of wait this shit out so we can have a Purdue, Maryland on the schedule every once in a while, and then some really good basketball as well. So that's mine. Duke, North Carolina, Virginia, Virginia Tech. And I'm going to the first night game at Lane Stadium.
So Duke, North Carolina, Virginia, and Virginia Tech.
North Carolina's not always garbage at football. They've had some blips. Julius Peppers was a stud. They've always got some overrated quarterback like Mitch Trubisky. But again, it's more for basketball than football. We need some beatdowns in football. We got enough.
Dan, the floor is yours. Who would you expand to in the SEC?
Okay, definitely. The Tobacco Road rivalry. That 2 reasons why I think it's great. Economically feasible. And it gets the SEC's footprint into a brand new market, which is the North Carolina market. So it'd be economically and financial, smart. So, but another one, I'm going to go a little farther out west, Petty. I'm going to go Arizona State. Those would be so the Arizona market will be an excellent market for the SEC, and 2 very good programs athletically, and so now like I said, I think Clemson, we already got the South Carolina market. FSU, that used to be the thing we wanted to add, but that was the thing a couple of years ago. But now I think they missed that window. So I would definitely go with North Carolina, Duke, Arizona State.
And Dan, to your point, Arizona State, rumor has it, could fit in the maybe the female co-ed category with the SEC pretty well. I hear that it's okay out there easy on the eyes out at Arizona State, which I know Matt Caddell does not want to hear. Isn't that where Sydney Sweeney went?
That's your girl. All right, cool. Let's go to Lushan. I'm interested to hear his topic on this, take on this, and I'm gonna give y'all some names of schools after Lou goes.
Well, fellas, I mean, it's very simple who would get an invite to the SEC. We're gonna invite people who need to shut the hell up in talking about our schedule. So first and foremost on my list, give me the Clemson Tigers. Because I'm about sick and tired of them getting the most cakeist walk next to the Ohio State Buckeyes to the damn dance. Oh, and introducing the 5th Avenger, Mr.
Well,
Christian.
Bum, 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 bum.
But anyways, my second team to keep a rivalry alive would be Oklahoma State.
Ooh,
because I like that Oklahoma and Oklahoma State rivalry. That's a rivalry almost as old as college football is, and we need that in the SEC badly, very greatly.
Call. Great call.
And if I'm going for the last one, I'm gonna have to keep that same energy. I was gonna put Florida State in there, but I'm not that delusional this evening. So give me Miami, because again, I am about sick and tired of Miami fans claiming this. Oh, we're so great. No, come prove it. Come get thumped like everybody else, and we'll see who's left standing at the end of the season. So that's my three. Give me Clemson, Miami. Oh, I need one more, don't I?
Yeah.
Okie State.
Ooh, see, this is tough. And not really, because I just want to put another Texas team in there. Give me Texas Tech. These guys are spending a lot of money, and they constantly have these high-powered offenses. I'm sick of it. Come get a defense. So give me Texas Tech as my third one. That also renews two rivalries with Oklahoma State and Texas Tech, and with Texas Tech and Texas. I'm about rivalries. That blue blood
at Texas A&M, Texas Tech. It brings back a lot. Lou, that's actually probably the most reasonable. I like that answer. Really, that's good shit.
All right.
So now that we've exhausted it, Chris.
All right, Chris. Let me bring the red. You got the whole.
Hold on.
Let me go before
Matt's
Chris.
Matt's gotta go.
Let me go.
Come on, man.
Number one. I'm pulling out the big bus. Give me Notre Dame. I'm bringing Notre Dame to the SEC just because that would be crazy. Miami.
Christian Love's idea now. Christian Love first mentioned it.
Give me Miami.
I'm
going Miami. Who else would I go with?
I like Miami.
I got Notre Dame, Miami. I like
Catholics and the convicts. Bring them on.
Give me North Carolina. And give me Duke. Yeah, that would round out for me. So Notre Dame, North Carolina, Duke, and Miami. That would be mine. Chris, we say the best for last. Glad you're here, my brother.
Dan and I talked about this for a long time last week. See, my thought, I'm thinking bigger. We're breaking away from the NCAA, so we're making a conference like the NFL, a mega conference. All right. Starting out, we're expanding further west. We're going to Texas Tech. We got to get that money school.
That's what Lou said.
Out of state of Texas, yes. All right, we're going to the Dallas market and still in TCU.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go SMU. Okay.
No, TCU to
they
get
got pockets
to get that DMV market. All right, we're expanding to the Carolinas. We're getting Duke in North Carolina and Clemson. Those are three. Those are three.
We're doing 4 teams, man.
Oh, y'all doing 4? Y'all didn't tell me that.
No, keep going, Chris. You're on a heater, buddy.
You're on the roll.
I'm on the heater. All right. We're going to the state of Kentucky and getting the rest of that Papa John's market. We're getting Louisville. All right.
I thought about them.
Papa John money. We thinking business, not big business. We're definitely going down to Florida and get Miami. We're going to Bob. We're going to bring that fan base. We're going to pack out the stadium again, and then the last one, man. Come on, we're about to go piss the Big Ten off. We're going to hit that Nebraska market up.
Ooh, that's an interest. Nebraska.
Dan James, I see your hands.
Nebraska Oklahoma rivalry
like
renewal. Y'all remember that one? Nebraska Oklahoma, Texas Nebraska.
Ain't enough corn. Listen, what I wanted to say with Miami, y'all say Miami. I'm the ultimate hater, man. If I'm gonna dip into South Florida, man, I get the biggest school in the state of Florida. That's
Central Florida.
USF.
Here in Tampa.
Who wants Miami with their 3,000 fans at the football game? You know what I'm saying? So
Dan, you bring up a great point, because the two biggest schools in the state of Florida are USF and UCF. The battle for I-4 What would happen if you gave them SEC power and their size? And look, Gainesville, Miami-Dade area, Tallahassee, those are nowhere. You're talking Orlando, Tampa, man. That would actually be interesting. It doesn't have the name brands that the other ones that we mentioned have, but as far as like ability to,
like we were saying, economically feasible, economically smart. You know?
Can I throw this curveball to y'all? Since we're talking about expanding, if you had to take some teams from the current SEC, who would those teams be?
Mississippi State, take your ass on out of here.
We had to cut
cowbell ringing, cow milking asses out of this conference.
I'm moving Auburn out.
Listen, man. Van said trade for Sanford.
So Dan says, Petty says get rid of Mississippi State.
Relegate.
Chris says get rid of Auburn.
I think that should there be relegation if we get to a super conference where like soccer does over in the EPL, where if you suck real bad, you get relegated and somebody else can take your spot.
Yeah, come up.
Right.
We definitely have to relegate Auburn and Mississippi State.
I'm definitely getting rid of Auburn. I think it'll benefit them to go to the Big 12, a Conference USA.
I am with Griffin Love. I've had enough of Missouri's weird ass not fit. I mean,
Missouri's kind of weird.
That's the puzzle piece on the table that somehow got in there that doesn't belong.
Chris, you just sticking with Auburn?
We had to get rid of send Auburn to the Sun Belt. I'm sick of them. They got them ugly Sun Belt uniforms from 1980.
Listen, the thing about it is, you know, they probably would be glad.
Yeah, they'll be happy.
And they stink. Let them compete with New Mexico State. Try to get a win at home against them.
I say get Texas back out. I'm sorry.
Hey, get A&M out of here too.
I'm a homer.
Get the Colt out of here as well. I'm done. A&M.
We gotta get the gig them out of here.
If your cheerleaders don't wear skirts, you can't play in this league.
I don't want the all male cheerleading team doing the James Bond.
It's very simple. It's very simple. If you have male cheerleaders that hold a meeting on Friday night before the game and dress in a way of which wasn't appropriate in the 90s without getting beat up, then I don't think you should be in the conference.
All of that.
And I'll stand on that ground. That's
I agree.
Me. I don't really understand what goes on there. It's a little cultish for me.
It's weird.
But yeah, I think Texas A&M, you gotta go. Auburn, I love kicking the shit out of Auburn. Who doesn't? Like, yeah, they suck. They should be in another conference. But at the same time, where else can we get a social media battle like Lane Kiffin smashing Hugh Freeze at every turn on social media? It's like the most entertaining thing next to watching Alabama kick somebody's ass on a Saturday.
I would have said Vandy, but they got to hold up the academic end for us. We keep them in because of the academic points. But you really think about it though. Listen, what has South Carolina done really other than baseball?
That's it.
Women's
basketball and Don Staley.
Well, we're talking about football.
And if a tree falls,
if women's basketball is the sport you had to hang your hat on, you struggling as a program, man.
Yeah, nobody.
I agree. I'm with Chris on this one.
Listen, women's basketball carried Tennessee for years.
You're right.
But they won a championship there with T. Martin. You know what I'm saying? And
but Tennessee ain't called the Gamecocks. That's just weird to me. So they got to go too.
Let's just be real.
They really don't. But we be in Arkansas because they joined.
I like Arkansas.
They joined in '92, and Arkansas hadn't done a doggone thing in this conference other than the McFadden era. That was the only time Arkansas done anything.
I can definitely Missouri. I'm kind of a little iffy on. Texas, Oklahoma, I'm kind of iffy on. I just miss the old SEC. You know,
hey, I trade you Vandy and get Georgia Tech.
Bring back Tulane.
Oh, Tulane. Bring back Swanee.
Yeah, just to piss off the Louisiana, just to piss off the Cajuns. Yes, bring back Tulane. Could you imagine
You know
how I teed off LSU fans would be if the
I like
Cajuns
bring back Georgia Tech.
I like Georgia Tech. I'll take
what I
that.
said?
I mean, they are a part of the song. It would make the song make more sense, right?
You know, yellow jackets to a water recreation.
Yeah.
It's always struck me. They're in the song still, and man, it's been a while.
You know, Bear Bryant's the reason they're not in the SEC.
What he do?
He said no. No.
Well, they should have said that about Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Weird asses.
They're looking at that old.
They're just a weird. They're just a weird school. Nothing about them screams SEC culture.
No, it screams cult. It screams they need to be next to Clemson.
Well, they need to put Clemson, Auburn, and Texas A&M in the same conference.
Big 12.
Call it the cult conference.
The CC.
and then probably Nebraska too. Those Huskers.
Yeah,
but that's a little weird
too.
Children of corn.
Yeah.
Wow. What you think about Wisconsin Badgers? Throw them in there
easily.
Well, listen now. If we're gonna raid the Big Ten, you know what I'm saying? Why don't we just go ahead and get the Penn State? You know they probably
the Fighting Sandusky's.
Man, I don't even know how they're even allowed to have a football team after all that.
Fighting Sandusky's.
That was just generations of just.
That's wild work.
That's wild work, man.
That's about the only college coach that's making Kirby Smart look good and taking care of his players.
And then they hire a guy that covered up rape at Vanderbilt. Boy, they just do it right up in Pitt State, don't they?
Listen, man. Google Iowa and the locker room car wash. Google that.
No, I don't want that. That don't sound good.
Nah, pause. I'm not looking at that.
Search history.
That'll be.
I'm on my work.
It ain't just PNC. It's a couple of those schools up there, man.
Hey, I'm on my work computer tonight.
All right, let's shift because we're going down a major rabbit hole. Chat, get in the comments and let us know who you would want in the SEC and who you wouldn't want in the SEC. So let's get to our
Man, stupid man. Look at this comment.
Let's get to our next topic. It says how NIL created a new role for a forgotten job, and really talking about the GMs, looking at Courtney Morgan, just kind of expand on how this role's success leads to other programs, and trying to poach him and the input that they have, the impact, guys like Aaron Hodges. Just talk about how NIL in this new era of college football has created more jobs and really created more important jobs. And it seems like, I'm going to be honest, it seems like Kalen DeBoer was ahead of his time. He brought him from Washington. And next thing you know it, not only was USC trying to poach him, all these other schools start getting GMs to run their recruiting. So to expand on this. So, let's see. We started with Pay. Let's start with Chris here on this topic. Chris, just talk about how the NIL era and this new wave of recruiting has created a lot of jobs, and just talk about the impact of a Courtney Morgan here on the Alabama program, having that GM.
Well, first off, having a GM, it means that you're adding somebody to kind of help the head coach to make sure that no stones are left unturned. They're digging deeper. Like their job is to pretty much help build a roster. So they're evaluating too. That's an extra eye. You have a team right there that are extra eyes in finding kids. You have more time. You don't have an on-field role. So your job is to find talent for it fits for your program. And that's a whole nother avenue that you're opening as far as that, because he can't do it by himself. So that's like you said, it's creating new roles, new jobs for guys by giving them kind of taking the load off the head coach and the assistant coaches to an extent, because I guarantee you, if you ask DeBoer who the MVP is, he's not gonna say his coordinators. He's gonna say Courtney Morgan. simply because he's the best in the building. Man, he's a roster builder. He built Michigan, he built Washington. It's like the guy knows what he's doing, man. He's talented. He's very talented, and now he's doing it. And now other schools are starting to find GMs and copycat. Everything Bama starts, all people copycat. We've created a lot of things, and everybody wanted to kind of piggyback off of it and copycat. But by him just being able to just do the lead work, it's kind of like if you have a project due and you have somebody that went ahead and bought all the materials and kind of set it up. Now all you got to do is just glue it on the little board on your poster. They went and bought everything and organized it together. Now all you got to do is just glue it together, like the lead work.
I'm old, man. Let me tell you, man. Copy and paste was a big thing when it came out when I was in college. Copy and paste may have gotten me through college.
Copy and paste. You doggone right. You got me in trouble, Matt.
Yeah, because you weren't citing your source.
Shut up.
That's called cheating, I'm pretty sure. But
yeah. Lou, expand on this topic, then I'm gonna go to Patty after this.
Like speaking about what Courtney Morgan's been able to do and been able to lead the kind of way for some of these other general managers, like at North Carolina, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Oklahoma, and Texas Tech, it's allowed these guys to actually focus in and actually figure out what a team truly needs and not have the stresses of actually running a team. They are also able to focus on the actual relationships between the players and the coaches, and most importantly, between the coaches and the parents, because the parents in the end have to trust the coaches enough to give them their kid, to turn them into young men and be successful and to pursue their dream of what the NFL is. So the general manager position is ultimately a head coach's probably best tool in the NIL time, because you have so many different people at this point in college football throwing money out, throwing different things at kids, throwing different options, playing time, location, life planning, what they can do for them in the future. The GM's only job is to focus on the players and their relationship and how they correlate to the team. And that in itself, alleviating that stress from the head coach, will allow the head coach to be able to focus in, and we're actually going to be able to see the fruits of what that labor, as we know him, as Courtney Morgan, has done this season, because Kalen DeBoer has been able to focus in on what the team and what his actual message and what the team and goal is for Alabama this season.
Patty, your thoughts, and just kind of think, just a broader scheme of just the landscape of college football. Got to have those guys in your locker room on your coaches.
Yeah, I'm glad you said broader scheme, Matt, because that's absolutely the direction I was about to take it, and actually piggybacking right off of what Lou said. And Alabama's going to become the blueprint. Like I said, this created a forgotten role in the GM, but what Alabama's turned it into is what I think you're going to see college football, and they are setting it. This is taking pressure off the board when you've got someone as dynamic as Courtney Morgan that you can trust, that's going to take that salary cap and distribute it to the players it needs to go to and build the roster you need to win with. And again, that's a hell of a trust, because at the end of the day, this is a scoreboard business, and that falls on the head coach. So you absolutely have to have one of the most dynamic positions in, not offensive coordinator, not defensive coordinator. It's your GM. And again, I think Alabama's about to become a blueprint. And in 5 to 6 years, I think it's not going to be, I think it's going to be the norm where college coaches are no longer so invested in the recruiting process as much as the GM is part of building the roster management.
I like that. Let's get to this comment. Talking about Kiffin.
Man.
So, Dan, from a recruiting standpoint, just talk about the job I know you mentioned earlier, we were kind of talking on our chat how important it is to, for head coaches now to just focus more on the team, the organizational things, and kind of let the assistants and Courtney Morgan, Aaron Hodges, they take a lot off their plate. Can you really kind of deep dive, talk about how the impact Courtney Morgan does for Kalen DeBoer?
Yes, Courtney Morgan. His thing is, what the strength that he brings is his ability to evaluate talent. He builds the roster, he evaluates talent early, and he goes out and evaluates players. He finds out. He does leg work. He like the liaison for Coach DeBoer, and Aaron Hodges. Here's the strictly the recruiting aspect of it. What he needs to do to be able to get these guys into camp, to get these guys evaluated. That's his thing. Reach out to these guys on social media, or the guys. He is the contact guy, for coaches and everything. That's Aaron Hodges' role. Courtney Morgan is more focused on, building the roster as well as, evaluating the talent, see who we could pursue and everything. Aaron Hodges is just a touch point, as far as getting guys. Then, the recruiting process of it. He's the guy that, along with Courtney Morgan, talks with the family, reaches out to the family, develops the relationships, so that's more so his role. And let me tell you, they're not the first to do it now. Coach Saban had one. Y'all just didn't know it. Coach Saban had one. See, I got this on, good inside source that, Coach Saban's main man, y'all didn't even know it, that was responsible for building the roster and everything. It was none other than Cedric Burns. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Cedric Burns was the bag man. He was everything. He was the one bringing all the 5 stars to Tuscaloosa. Y'all didn't know that, did you? That's news to me too.
Nah, but
said never aged, dude.
Nah,
and since time we got on campus till now, it was over 25 years. This dude has never aged.
Fountain of youth, man. So guys, I think anything y'all want to add to this topic, or you think we just kind of covered it, did a great job on it? I know one thing. I'm just glad Courtney Morgan is in Tuscaloosa for a fact. Him and Aaron Hodges. I think one thing I love about DeBoer's staff is that guys tend to stay with him. His staff tends to stay with him. So I think that's important with Alabama moving forward and successful.
Do you think it makes us a coach?
Lou, what were we going to say?
I think it's also interesting, the teams that don't have a general manager on their team, it's interesting to see how much they're spending in NIL, because the general manager also has a little bit of a say, if not a lot of a say, in who they actually bring in and how that NIL money is getting spent. You see a lot of schools throwing around a lot of money. I know there's some graphics published earlier today and this week with the SEC media days and whatnot. But some of these schools are spending money and they're not having a success in the program. And that all can be chalked up to not having somebody that's actually evaluating all this talent that they're paying millions of dollars for. Because a lot of these schools, to be honest, are probably just wasting a lot of money, and they're just stacking up names just based off of what they hear and what some of these sites are saying. And these players aren't even going to pan out, or they don't even work in their respective scheme at their program. So the general manager helps with all that. And I think a lot of schools need to take heed with what some of these other schools that I mentioned are already doing, because they're the ones that are successful. Those are the ones that are going deep in the playoffs. Those are the ones that have full rosters. And in NIL, transfer portal era, that's a hard thing to do, is to keep a roster.
Keep a roster. Luckily, we're able to keep our roster here without GM Chris James. So, guys, let's move on to our next topic. So let's get into more football talk outside of the staff, the recruiting, and let's talk about some of the loudest, most ruckus stadiums in the country. So I'm gonna start first. I'm
Let the non-players go first on this, Matt, because you actually played in some of these environments. No, and look, not to cut you off, but I think it'd be cooler for the fans or in us to do the fan thing for the players to give their answer after. So if we're dumb as shit, because I want to hear y'all actually play.
Just let me go before Chris, because Chris is gonna name every stadium.
Every stadium.
I don't play it in every stadium. I don't play it in every stadium but the
JV.
So Matt, y'all go ahead, and then we'll see if we're right.
You go, Petty.
I'll let Matt go. I want to hear Matt.
Go ahead, because me and Lou I actually told Lou who I thought you would pick. So actually,
I want to hear Matt.
I changed my damn mind.
My favorite place to play in is night game, Death Valley, LSU. It smells like bourbon. LSU fans chewing you out. It is probably my favorite place to play in. It's like no other. They had the Tiger right by the away locker room. There, the closer you get to the stadium, the more beer bottles and shaking the bus. It is just pure energy for me. Now, I wasn't fortunate enough to play at Texas A&M. Tennessee wasn't that crazy loud when we played them. But another stadium got real loud. Jordan Hare, Iron Bowl, that thing can get ridiculously loud just because it's the Iron Bowl. So
and when they start on third down, they play the Tiger, and that place gets
it can get pretty loud. But to me, Death Valley is second to none. I'm gonna let Chris go because I know Chris.
Matt, you don't remember that your freshman year, Tennessee? No. That was 2 years ago. That's why you weren't there yet.
Yeah, I wasn't there yet.
Tennessee's definitely on number 3. South Carolina.
South Carolina get loud.
Oh my God! You can feel the stadium. You can feel the stands rumbling.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. It's ridiculous. South Carolina number 3. Number 2, Tennessee. Tyler Watts. When you remember back when we beat him in 0-2, and his knee really was down, but he made a big play. And was it Tyler or Brody? It was somebody, and their knee really was down, but they didn't call him down. And the boos that came from that, man, was deafening. Like they booed oh my God, it was so loud. I thought my eardrums was about to burst. And then number 1, nighttime in Death Valley, the craziest place on earth, man. I'm talking about, dude. Like if you I don't like to say the punk word, but if you're a punk, a chicken, or whatever, ain't no way in the world you're gonna survive in Death Valley. No way. No way in the world you're gonna survive in Death Valley, dude. Like you pulling up to the stadium, they're shaking your bus is rocking on your
big bottles, bourbon.
Little kids on grown-up shoulders flicking
you off.
old people flicking you off. It was insane.
It is crazy.
Now I've heard Brian Denny get pretty doggone loud a couple times now. Yeah, but think about Brian Denny, it's not loud constantly. It's loud doing big plays.
It's a concussion. There's concussion bomb moments in Bryant Denny. When Cody blocked the kick, it was like a concussion bomb went off. But Lou, he's telling you, they saying word for word what we talked about earlier. I was like, Bryant Denny isn't loud consistently, but when big plays happen, the Florida game, the Pro game, when he got hurt on that first touchdown for like that went for like 60, whatever the big touchdown pass,
75 yards.
70.
That place exploded in that moment. Yeah.
But Death Valley definitely number 1.
Death Valley is the man. If I could play one game over and over, it would be going to LSU and playing them. I would play that game all the time.
Hey, but let me tell you, at 03, Ole Miss went crazy. You remember, Matt, your freshman year?
Yeah.
Ole Miss went crazy on us, man. When Eli Manning was going on, he was
in the rain. Oh, you're talking about in that hot game when they were up
Eli Manning.
Yeah. Oh my God!
And Coach Shula chewed everybody out.
Yeah, Saban chewed everybody out at halftime, and we started laughing because we never heard Saban go off on anybody. So it was kind of funny hearing Saban mad. It was like, man, this dude just go off on us. We were like,
you mean Coach Shula?
I mean Shula.
Yeah.
Shula. We were like,
And then he chewed everybody out the next day for a meeting on Sunday.
Come on, guys, and you gotta have some.
True story, man. I was in the student section, and there was a bunch of Bama buddies with me, and they were just like, "I'm never coming back to Oxford." I'm like, "Dude, I was in the stadium in 1989. It was like 24-7 in the first quarter. Eli was just blitzing y'all, or blitzing Bama, and I remember like looking over. I'm like, "Nah, it ain't over. As long as Alabama's on that field, and Ole Miss is on that field, this shit can get crazy." That one it didn't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. And we
right.
got to tell you what don't get loud, Matt.
What'd you say?
We got to tell them where it don't get loud.
Oh yeah, we got plenty of those. Let's
But
go.
Ole Miss wasn't loud, was it?
Definitely Vandy.
They were drunk. Oh no, Vandy. We were louder than Vandy.
Yeah, it's more weight schools fans than Vandy's home.
Yeah, but hold up, be real. Ole Miss wasn't loud though. What? Y'all didn't.
They got crazy. 03, they were loud. Like that game.
This is my
Eli Manning blitzed us. They were loud.
This is my Ole Miss story. I'm always distracted by the scenery.
Yes.
That Ole Miss has on their campus, and that's the biggest thing. You come out for warm-ups, and you're like,
"Oh my god!"
They got them lined up right all behind you. You like, "Oh my god!"
You distracted.
But Most Garber said after the Bama, when they went over there for the game, he stayed with the Kimdichis and didn't make it back till like Thursday. And that was game week. He's like,
Ole
"Man,
Miss got that. They got a good scenery. I say that to distract you. All right. Anybody else? Okay. So, Patty, give us your take on the hostile stadiums in the country.
Man, I've been to the Swamp. I've been to most of them.
Swamp's crazy.
Swamp will get loud, and what people don't realize is the sideline is like that wide, so they're right on top of you.
On top of you, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the sideline is stupid. The players are having to get like coached at with some drunk right on their shoulder. It's funny. Me and Lou talked about this earlier. I almost said so much of the same stuff. I was like, look, Auburn's underrated. When they start doing the eye of the tiger on third down, that place gets eerie loud. Alabama in moments, in flashes, is one of the loudest places I've ever been. Look, I hate the bastards, but when those cowbells get ringing, it sounds like you're in a freaking like a garage band in a garage with it down, banging on a drum, and it just rings your ears. But there's nothing like you guys. I'm glad you guys said it. I've been to Death Valley on a Saturday night. There is nothing like Baton Rouge on a Saturday. That's a different, just getting into, you guys were in this, like you said, y'all took the buses and got flipped off. Try walking through those bastards when you don't have the protection of a bus. Like you're getting told stuff you just don't expect to get told by a 7-year-old girl that's telling you where to go stick it. But no, it's
off.
And you can go in there sober. And I don't know if you know, if you've been into enough SEC football games or played LSU, their fans have arm movements to every song their band plays, and all 90,000 of those bastards do them. So it's like freaking Mardi Gras, and the whole stadium sways the whole game. Death Valley on a Saturday night. There's a reason, like you know, everybody over talks shit or over hypes it or whatever. It's every bit of the hype.
I'm gonna tell you what's sneaky about Florida's stadium. Like the fourth quarter, they like do this. They're like going left and right, and then if you look at it, it can get a little bit not gonna say intimidating. It can just get a little crazy. I want to get Lou's thoughts on this topic.
Well, hostile environments and stadiums. I mean, to me, they can't just be a loud stadium. They actually have to be an effective loud stadium. And some of these teams we've mentioned suck at football. I mean, there's no other way to say it. You can't. I mean, yeah, your fan base can be crazy, but if you suck, you suck. So I'm gonna honestly, and this is not me even being a homer at all. This is me actually doing some deep research today. Most people that have played in Tuscaloosa say Alabama.
Yeah.
They say as soon as you hit that tunnel, like that.
Yeah.
And to be honest, you got to think about what other team actually demands that type of fear when you just walk in the stadium. LSU, yeah, they're good at times, but they've sucked for a while. Texas A&M, we're not even going to talk about them.
LSU only at night.
Yeah, and LSU only at night, even though somehow every season they get 9 night games, and we're still puzzled how they play all night games. I think that's part of the nostalgia that is LSU, because they always get you at night. You play in the afternoon, it's probably just like another day.
500. Actually, I know for a fact they've got a losing record in day games.
I think there's a correlation to that.
They're like 80. They're like got an 80% winning clip at night and this is like over the last 30 years. I looked that up one time because I was curious.
Good. If we're going to go around the country, Penn State. A lot of players talk about how difficult it is to play at Penn State. I know we ain't never played up there, but a lot of people say that Penn State's a loud place to play.
Yeah, 2011.
Yeah, they say it gets loud in Penn State.
And to me, I'm gonna say if we're gonna go by numbers as opposed to noise, all these other schools we've mentioned have at least 100,000 strong. Lane Stadium, on the other hand, they got 65, and that's one of the loudest places I've ever experienced in my life. Yeah. Like, I'm telling you what, that noise is on a different level, and they only got 65,000 people in there. And they make it sound like they got over 200. The noise in that place is crazy.
I'm gonna tell you another place, Oxford Stadium, where Oregon is. The way the stadium is constructed, Oregon gets loud as behemoth.
They're another small one too, but yeah.
But Lou, to your point, man,
got over 60,000.
I've heard Ole Miss players reference walking into Bryant-Denny Stadium and being in the tunnel, and you're getting there, and you're all, you're already nervous because you're playing Alabama, and then you hear Bryant come over the jumbotron. And then they play that highlight video that just lets you know, like that. For anybody that's never got to experience that in Bryant-Denny Stadium, I'm sorry, that thing will make you want to run through a damn brick wall. And it's just, a lot of players lose in the tunnel at Bryant-Denny Stadium before they ever step between the lines.
Man, I tell you, when you're a freshman, when you're young, you the first one to run out the tunnel. You want to be up front.
Yeah.
By the time we were seniors, we the last one dragging out the tunnel.
Ain't getting no playing time.
Where we met? You start off at the beginning.
Juiced up.
You the last one out. I was dragging my senior year.
But continue, Patty.
I was just more adding to what Lou had to say, that I agree wholeheartedly. I've heard players talk about losing in the tunnel in Bryant-Denny before they ever stepped on the damn field.
I'm gonna give you one of my loudest Bryant-Denny moments before I give it to Dan. I'll never forget, we were at Gillette's. I think me and DJ Hall. It was 08? And when Julio made that catch versus LSU, when he's streaking, he caught the little screen.
09.
09.
The screen against LSU.
Man, Bryant-Denny was so loud. Like, you could hear it. Like, you could obviously hear it from Gillette's or whatnot, but you knew something, because usually it's a tape delay from the TV to the stadium, and we were like, what's going on? Something good must have happened. It was so loud at Bryant-Denny. Then you look up and it's like, oh, Julio took it to the crib. So that was crazy. Dan, I want to hear your thoughts on this topic, most hostile stadiums in the country.
Well, I'm gonna stick SEC since that's what we've been saying.
I mean, they've got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you 3. LSU, the Swamp, and Kyle Field. I've been to Auburn. Auburn was kind of, because the team plays completely different. They're a different team,
Iron Bowl, just because the Iron Bowl.
In Jordan Hare. Even against Georgia, for years.
They just play different in that Indian burial ground.
Yeah, so there's a lot of crazy things, but Kyle Field is very underrated. Let me tell you this, man. Kyle Field is listen.
But they don't win. My problem is if you lose to the Mississippi schools, I think it's loud.
Right.
But they don't.
But listen, they've been in the SEC since 2012, right? Georgia has yet to go there.
Yep. Greg, thank you.
13 years.
Let's flip the switch on this. Most quietest stadiums in the country. I'm going to go off the top and say USC.
Miami, my orange, what do they call it? Hard Rock.
Yeah, Hard Rock.
You know what? 20,000 people.
Hey, I saw my homeboy Hard Rock. I yelled, "Hey, what up, boy? What up, cuz?"
Listen, Vandy is one of the loudest states, but unfortunately, it's the other team.
Yeah, it's a home game for the away team.
That's the weirdest thing, pulling up in that
crazy.
stadium and it just being. And I don't know if you've ever got to be a fan in that shithole, but like you come out of the portal and it's not walkaways. You're just in the stand, so you're walking over people sitting, and you're trying to walk over somebody. And Vandy gets their first down of the game, and the world's loudest foghorn goes off, and you drop. It's a weird ass place, man.
I'll tell you, man. Doggone Mississippi State, you take away those cowbells.
That don't even yell. It'd be a tune.
Hey, I'm speaking of states. I'm gonna give y'all a funny, quick story. We were playing Hawaii, so Hawaii were the Warriors. I
remember that.
And we were running out the tunnel, and I knew we were gonna lose this game when this happened. We were running out the tunnel, and the mascot, the little Hawaiian, the
Samoan
with the war paint on his face, he jumped out and said, "Oh, booga booga boo!" And Anthony Bryant, Big Bear, man, you saw defensive linemen tripping over each other. I said, "Oh boy, we're here for a long day."
It scared y'all?
What? Yeah. Man, he came out of nowhere, man. He was a big Samoan. Listen, jumping around the corner and like we were running out.
I saw that pregame on ESPN. I saw the pregame. I said, "Man, I need to call Chris. I think they're in trouble."
Is that why White's crapped his pants because they got scared running on the field?
No, that was the next year. We won that year. Watts crapped his pants because he got hit so hard that he crapped his pants. He literally got this. That's when you think somebody said he knocked out of you. He got the knocked out of him. He literally did, and he had to go and change his pants at halftime. But the next year though, and I don't know how we didn't see it coming because I guess they didn't do it the year before, but I guess they decided to do it this year, and that just threw us off. From the opening kickoff, we were done.
The spook,
like that change. That was a game changer, man. Everybody just fell. Man, that might have been the funniest thing ever, man. I still, to this day, they still registered with me. But awesome. That stadium got rowdy, man. It was, and the stands weren't packed. Was it, Matt? It wasn't packed, but they were into the game, man. It was rowdy, man.
I just remember looking back in the behind me and like, oh my gosh.
Can we discuss that was
good scenery, good coconuts.
Oh, the Hawaiian scenery. Matt keeps talking about the scenery in stadiums. I noticed where Matt's head was during a lot of these games.
I wasn't playing anyway. I was redshirted, so I was like, okay.
Can we hold on? Can we low-key give Bama props? That might have been the most gangster thing in Bama history. Bama gets on probation and they're like, all right, we're gonna go schedule some games out in Hawaii. Screw y'all. That's better than going to Shreveport for the independent.
So the only difference is I wish we had that bowl money. That was the only difference.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. The crazy thing, Petty, it was so many Alabama fans in Hawaii. You would have thought it was a home, it was like Alabama fans everywhere. I was like, this is crazy. We're all the way in Hawaii, and it's like Alabama fans all on the island. It's crazy.
It was an excuse.
And the coolest thing, we got to sit with Kenny Stabler, man. I got to put on his Super Bowl ring. That was because he was doing a radio commentary then for Alabama, and we were there after the game, and he let me wear a Super Bowl ring, the big old Oakland Raiders. Man, that was like an experience, man. Just talking to him and how down to earth Kenny Stabler was. He was like your next door neighbor, man. Just sitting there shooting with him. Yeah, man. Kenny Stabler was a
one of my all-time
class stand-up guy, man. The Snake was a cool guy.
The Snake was a problem too when he played. He was good.
Yeah.
Let me try and think who else got a quiet stadium.
In the SEC,
I think we covered Mississippi State.
You know what? Athens was really that loud. We played them.
You know, I was surprised by how cordial the Georgia fans were. You know, they're actually pretty cordial.
Now, I'll tell you, if you want to find one of the funnier clips, because I'll say this, everybody out on the West Coast tries to trump Autzen being the loudest stadium in the country. And they asked Leach, and I implore anybody to go look up the video. Hey, Coach Leach, is Autzen the loudest stadium you've ever been in? And, of course, he goes on a damn diatribe of breaking down the loudest stadiums. He's like, well, I've coached in the Big 12, so I've been in Texas, and then I've been in the SEC, so, of course, LSU's loud. And he's saying all these schools are louder. But then he brought up one, and it was really hilarious how he explained it. He said Arkansas, but not in Fayetteville, in Little Rock. If you ever play in Little Rock, it's like a 55,000-seat stadium, but it's all metal, and they bang on it. And he said it's like being in a garage band. And so if you amplify it times 10, that's what it is. He said, so 55,000 times 10, it sounds like there's 550,000 people in there. So Little Rock, Arkansas is the loudest place he's ever been in. I don't know if y'all always played in Fayetteville, didn't you?
Yeah, we always played in Fayetteville.
I know where I'm at. Kentucky was not loud at all.
Oh, God, no.
We got a funny Kentucky story. You remember this, Chris? After we left, we played them for that Jefferson Pilot game at 11. We're going to the airport, and some sorority girls drive by, and
once again, Matt and the co-eds. Y'all got flashed by Kentucky co-eds?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Hey man, it was so cool. We were playing Oklahoma, dude.
He said, "I'm Chris James."
This how country Oklahoma was.
Here's my number, Road Towers.
Oklahoma was so country. We were riding. We stayed in Oklahoma City, and we were heading to Norman. So we on the bus, just looking out the window, riding from Oklahoma City and we look out, and somebody say, "Hey man, look at this, dude!" It was somebody like he had dogs back then tied the chain to a tree. They had a goat tied to a tree like it was a dog.
I was worried that story was going in a much.
Yeah, me too. I did too. There
was this goat.
It was literally a goat, like a dog, man. It was literally a goat tied to a tree like it was like a dog. I was like,
my only gripe with going to Ole Miss is
Auburn had goat stuck in the fence.
I was in the middle of no damn where.
My gripe with going to Ole Miss was always going to Memphis and having to drive down to Oxford. I mean, to Oxford. I used to like that drive. I used to be
that's why Bear wouldn't play in Oxford. That's why they played in Jackson. Bear wouldn't play them in Oxford for that reason there, because you had to stay in Memphis to come down, and you couldn't stay in Oxford. So Bear would not play Ole Miss in Oxford.
I couldn't stand that drive.
Then we had to ride the bus back, Matt.
Yeah, I'm like,
we flew to Memphis. But we, instead of going back to Memphis and flying back, we drove back. We always drove back from Memphis.
So y'all flew, y'all didn't drive. That wasn't just a drive.
No, we flew to Memphis from Tuscaloosa, but like the really big games, like we flew out of Birmingham. But the local SEC games, we flew out of Tuscaloosa.
I was supposed to say, y'all drove just as much as y'all damn flew for that game.
Yeah, we flew, we drove back. That was the worst ride ever, man. And think about it, you just got your head beat in by Eli Manning, and you're on a bus on a quad about 3 hour. How far? 4 hours? 3 hours? How far is that ride?
Yeah,
back from Oxford, bus ride.
About 3 hours, man. But you get police escort, so it's nonstop.
It's about 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah,
those bus rides used to be horrible, man. You'll be so tired and beat up, like getting off the bus. You remember, Matt? We get back and then get off the plane and get on the bus and we ride back to Tuscaloosa, and we were like ride back to the complex. Oh man. In those Sundays, the day that you woke up, when you woke up after a game, Lou, man, you felt like you were hit by a Mack truck, man, like a brick. Oh man. You had half the guys in the sauna because they had hangovers. They'll be in the sauna. In the other half, they're walking in with like a neck brace, crutches. Especially after we played LSU. That used to be the most exclusive game ever with Saban. When Saban was at LSU, that game used to be the most. So I know what people mean when they say they played Bama, a Saban coach Bama team, because I know how it was playing the LSU Saban coach team. So I know what people mean when they say they played Bama. and they really got like physically beat up. Like I used to hate playing those guys, man.
I mean, that Chad Lavallee and that defensive line was nasty, man.
Yeah,
Man, no, when you got receivers like Michael Clayton that are physical like linebackers, and Devery Henderson,
Josh Reed,
Joseph Adai, Josh Reed, you had to deal with them dudes, man. Oh my God.
All right, let's get to the Q&A. I think we covered this topic so much. So let's get to our Five Adams says, are we the leader for Anthony Tank Jones? As for now, Dan James, our lead recruiting analyst.
Yeah, if you take his word for it, yes. And I think we are. Alabama has done all they can do. They put the best foot forward. So I would say that, Alabama definitely leads for Anthony Tank Jones, but I don't expect them to make a decision until next
August 2nd.
Yeah, so he hasn't given a date now, but
August 2nd.
But yeah, it's like 2-3 weeks. So yeah, but teams are coming. Teams are putting their best foot forward, so I mean he's a high commodity, so but definitely, Bama leads, and I think Bama will be able to win out in the end.
It's so funny when they were, the buzz last week was, Alabama might get KJ Ford. And the first thing that came to Lou and myself mind was, does this affect Tank Jones? Because I don't want to lose out on Tank Jones.
That had nothing to do with it.
I respect the kid. He's talented, but Tank Jones is number one on my board for sure. Josh Haney says, as of right now, roster for roster, coach, who do y'all believe the top 12 teams in the playoffs, ranking 1 through 12? Who would advance them? Who would advance, then win the Natty?
Alabama.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I think Alabama's got one of the top rosters.
But if you really serious, I'll just give you a 4. Alabama, is gonna be good. Clemson's gonna be good. Penn State's gonna be good.
Texas,
Ohio State, and Notre Dame. And even Georgia. If Georgia's quarterback play is like up to standard, because they're trying to find the next Stetson Bennett, and Buddy just ain't it.
Hold on. First of all, their quarterback looked like he about like 45 years old, just got done with the divorce.
Lou was that actual picture?
College. Like, man,
Photoshop.
Man, I don't care. I don't care. I got him. I looked his Instagram up. He still looked old as hell, man.
Man, that dude looked like he was on SEAL Team 6.
Oh man.
Yeah.
My final four would probably have to be Bama, Oregon, just because I'll never say Ohio State because I hate them. Notre Dame, and give me another SEC team just for kicks and giggles. Give me.
Salt said this is the best defense he's had at Texas.
Lou is not going to pick an orange team, so you can hang that up. So you can't get it.
Go ahead and give my old man. Throw a penny up.
Yeah, you damn right. Give me my boy Lane. Get Lane in there.
I think Austin Simmons, they really have a chance, dude. Like,
yeah, really.
Austin Simmons, man, he reminds me of Tua, dog, like a bigger Tua.
And listen, let me tell you something about Austin Simmons. What was the quarterback last year for him? His name
Dart.
Yeah, Dart solidified his draft status by getting back in there doing that Georgia game. Cause that Austin Simmons,
was wheeling and dealing.
Was on the line, He said, "Oh no, I got to get back out here and secure my bag," and that's just what he did.
He did because Austin Simmons was dealing, dude.
Yes, he was.
That's what I'm saying, man. Give me Ole Miss up in there. I think they're going to sneak in.
I think
they don't got to play Bama, so.
I'll be honest, it's interesting because look, man, they lost so much. I mean, they would have lost 9 starters on defense, so 50% of the production off the top defense in the SEC and the top offense. But like you say, man, the Simmons kid, they didn't put him in against Georgia. And what happens in most of those situations? Oh shit, the backup's in. Just hand the ball off and let's see if we can get Dart back. No, they They let the kids sling the shit. And you know, I don't know, but this with the schedule, with the holes in the SEC, and I'm with you guys. I think it's Texas, and I think Alabama and Texas are the top two in the SEC. And that's not final whistle, not homer. You look at rosters, what they've built, what Alabama was able to keep together. I think it's them and Texas at the top. But outside of that, even Bama and Texas, there's question marks on every team in the SEC. It's going to be the biggest. It's going to be the most topsy-turvy season we've seen as far as being able to knock out. I mean, it could get crazy. So I don't think that's outside the realm because all the pressure was on Ole Miss to do it last year. It's not this year. And you got a quarterback that can be that good. We've seen you got a dude that can spin it. You got the dude you need. They could sneak in there at the bottom of it.
Hey, Petty, the two teams do not sleep on. Okay, I get it. But LSU's gonna be dangerous. I think they're gonna be dangerous this year. I hate those jokers, but I think they're gonna be a little dangerous. But the thing about it, we get them in Tuscaloosa, so that's a good thing instead of Baton Rouge this year. And the other one, man, you better watch out for those DJ leg Florida Gators.
And their schedule's just so tough for getting them to get. But yeah, they're gonna be better.
They didn't play football in how long?
And the one that I hope I'm wrong on, like I think I know a lot of people are high on Oklahoma and Mateer and the Washington State, but if the quarterback, I'm interested to see what the booger eaters down in Lee County do now that they got their quarterback, because all the pressure's on Freeze.
75.
If you don't beat Georgia and Bama this year, you're done. And everybody said last year, well, Auburn was just a quarterback away in so many of those games. Well, you got your quarterback now. There's a lot of pressure down in Lee County right now.
Yeah, that was Hugh Freeze.
They were not no quarterback away last year against Bama. We kicked their butt.
Exactly. So, I mean, again, you got at Auburn, you can't consistently lose to Georgia and Bama and keep your job. And this is year 4, and he's yet to beat either one of them.
Auburn got to go to Vandy. Got to go to Oklahoma.
Yeah, Auburn. Of course, Auburn's got if you saw the rankings of schedules, they've got the 13th, 14th, 15th easiest schedule in the league this year.
Let's get to this topic. I'm going to let Lou answer. Do you guys think Abdul Sanders will play a lot and do not get red-shirted? Lou?
No. We are very, very, very deep at inside linebacker, especially with experience. And I'm not taking anything away from Abdul Sanders. I will say I don't think it's going to happen. I will never put the realm of possibility out the door on anybody that freaking puts on this Crimson A. Because if you put on that Crimson A, that means you got an ability to be an absolute monster. And we've seen a freshman come out of nowhere, and he's already been on campus, not to mention he did play in this scheme. So I will not say definitively that I know for sure that he won't play, but I just don't see it happening with who the personnel we have. If Lawson and Jefferson would have turned pro and left, I would have said yes. There would be a great chance that he's going to get to see the field. But the fact that those two guys came back, Nakai Hill-Green,
Caden
Jones, and
QB Reese is making a move.
QB Reese.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting. So I guess we're going to have to see. And, I'm a big advocate of letting the pads show who really needs to play. Especially, it doesn't need to be a senior, because if a senior is getting outplayed by a youngin, that senior needs to get overstepped. And I do believe Womack's that type to do that.
We have no choice but to be good on defense this year. With all the competition we have on in all those positions, Lou, we have no choice but to be a great defense this year.
Right.
I agree. There's literally competition at every
single position.
Mm-hmm.
Except for no guard, because ain't nobody beating out Tim Keenan.
I don't know. Jeremiah Beeman a dude.
Yeah,
Jeremiah Beeman a dude.
This Keenan's money year, he gotta go over and beyond.
Ain't nobody beating out Keenan.
Latoya Billingsley asks a really good question. What happens when the head coach and GM doesn't agree fully on a player? Who has the final say?
The head coach.
Coach DeBoer. Yeah.
This is his program, Coach DeBoer. That's why he get paid the big bucks.
It's different from the pros. Nick Saban couldn't get his quarterback. He was the head coach at Miami. You know, the general manager in college and pros is different. You know, the role of the coach and the GM.
But I don't think in Alabama's situation it's the same across college football, because I think Kalen DeBoer and Courtney Morgan are on such a wavelength that is exactly alike, that they think and evaluate talent the same way. So them disagreeing is probably more of inconceivably really happening. Whereas you go to another university, say Texas Tech, or say somewhere like Ohio State, where they're just throwing around bands and stuff everywhere, you might get a confrontation between a general manager, especially the general managers that they're hiring from the NFL, and they think the program needs to go somewhere, and then you get a head coach who doesn't really know what to do with his personnel. He just throws millions and millions out there to get coaches and players and wins a natty. You got that situation. So
listen, and people talk about Coach DeBoer can't recruit. He doesn't really have to. You know, Courtney Morgan do it for him. You know,
it's just like they're on the same page. Like when me and Dan, we on the same page when we talk about who the big brother is. Like we on the same page because he knows they're on the big brother. So
you can tell by the divots in the head who the little brother is.
Five Adams asked a good one. Do you think Casey Poe would play as a left guard backup?
I don't think he's in the top two.
No,
not this year.
Not this year.
You got
Geno Mark and Rock Montgomery is going to be a swing guy. Those are the next two of it.
It was one more. Oh, not Michael Carroll.
Lloyd.
It was one more, Dan.
Nah, Lloyd's playing tackle.
Mark and
Dewberry.
And Dewberry's gonna start.
Dewberry start.
It's Geno Vandermark and Rock Montgomery. Those the next two up.
Who's the backup center?
It's Rock Montgomery, but he's a swing guy. Yeah,
okay.
he's back up. Yeah.
My wife said your mama, Dan.
Damn.
What do you think?
Your mama?
Josh Husseini says, who you got in the SEC championship? Bama versus who? And who do you think will be the top three Heisman nominees? Ooh, so let's go. Let's answer the top three Heisman nominees first. Give us your top three Heisman nominees, rapid fire, and then rapid fire. Who do you think will be who will be in the SEC championship? Start with Patty. Give us your top three Heisman nominees.
Ooh, I mean, Jeremiah Smith of Ohio State, Klubnik of Clemson, and I'm going to go Hollywood. And then SEC championship, Georgia, Alabama.
Rematch. Dan James, give us yours.
Heisman, I'm gonna say, definitely Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Williams. Those are two biggest offensive weapons. Jeremiah Love, he'd be my third one.
Notre Dame.
Running back out of Notre Dame. Yes. Let me see. SEC championship, I'm going Alabama versus Ole Miss. Yeah, Petty, I said it.
Okay. We'll all be in Atlanta together.
Give us your top three.
Oh, guys, Heisman nominees. It's very simple, and I don't have a sophomore on there. I'm sorry. Give me Cade Klubnik from Clemson. Give me the running back from Notre Dame, and give me who's ever at the helm of the Alabama Crimson Tide offense, because I'm not saying Ryan Williams isn't amazing, but in this offense, there's a lot of players that are going to do a lot of damage getting the ball from Ty Simpson. Like, I don't think people realize just how much he's going to be distributing. So give me Bama, and just because I hate them, I hate the color, I hate the way they smell, all the way horns down. Bama and Texas, and we beat their ass flat out. Flat out.
Flat out.
And flip all the 5 stars.
Chris.
Take their cookies.
I'm gonna go a different route because it's so hard for a receiver to
Win the Heisman.
to
especially with the new quarterback.
Yes,
They both have new quarterbacks that they're going to be throwing with. That's another thing I threw in one thrown there too.
I'm going
Auburn's place kicker.
I'm going Nussmeier from LSU. Well, I think he's gonna have a heck of a season. I'm going Nussmeier from LSU.
Good.
I'm going. And this is a reason why I'm gonna say okay, my third one. Okay, the second one, I think Cade Klubnik from Clemson. And my third one is, and the reason why I'm going with a sleeper, y'all gonna be like, oh, quarterback from Texas A&M. And I think Bama, Texas A&M in Atlanta. Marcel Reed and Bama, Texas A&M in Atlanta. Because Texas A&M doesn't play Bama. They don't play Georgia. They play Texas. That's a rivalry game. Anything can happen right there. But don't sleep on Texas A&M, man. Because they've been spending that money and they've just been sitting because ever since Jimbo left, they've just been sitting there. And if you watch them at the end of last year, when they beat Texas,
the only thing I challenge on Texas A&M is name a year where they don't fit the eye test at every position and are just loaded with talent, and then find a way to be 8-4.
Well, Jimbo ain't there no more, so.
But even before Jimbo, even when they had Johnny Manziel, they find a way to. He was the greatest of all time. They go to the Peach Bowl and play Duke.
I was watching Marcel Reed last year, man, and I said, "Oh my God, dog. Like,
Marcel Reed's a baller."
You can say that about Johnny Manziel. You can say that
he ain't no better than Johnny Manziel was in college. I can promise that shit.
What's his name?
And they
think about all those years they had the hype going into those years. This year they're flying under the radar.
And look, this might be the year. They've got the talent. I got to see them.
I think Texas A&M, man, is going to surprise them just because the type of offense that they run and what he does. It's so hard to defend, man. Then you get a lead and you're in there in Aggie Stadium and that magic, that voodoo, whatever they got going on, gets to going. And it's just a tough place, man. It's a tough place to play. They've
got it. Ole Miss and Mississippi State have winning records in that dangerous ass place. I know it's loud. I know it gets crazy, but A&M's one that I got to see it to believe it. But you're right, Chris. Marcel Reed's a baller.
Man, man, that dude there, man, him and Lenore Sellers from South Carolina, and another one to watch. Oklahoma's gonna probably be the most improved team in the SEC because they got Mateer from Washington State, and all that dude did was throw for like almost 5,000 yards. And you remember they had the receivers, they just didn't have the trigger man. That's why I don't understand why people get so hyped up about Jackson Arnold at Auburn. Because
no, they didn't, Chris.
They
had 7 wide receivers hurt. He didn't have
no. I know. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about they got the weapons. They were hurt last year, but they got the weapons. They had all those guys hurt. But Mateer, the guy they got now, pulling the trigger, I'm telling you, man, he's like, I think you're going to see the Oklahoma offense that we've been accustomed to seeing for the last 2 decades. Petty. I think they're going to be another high score.
I'm not sold on LSU. They had to replace an entire O-line.
Yeah, but I think they got transfers in. It's not like they're replacing them with true freshmen. They got guys with starting experience, and then
I'm not going to be shocked if Oklahoma's really good this year.
Huh?
I'm kind of
LSU get in.
They got hold on. I remember I was just looking
at their lineup went to the league, Chris.
No, I'm talking about transfers.
They didn't transfer in nobody good.
Yeah, they did. Hold on.
Who?
Let me see.
Okay.
They got the kid from they got the guy from that was in the portal that everybody was trying to get from Virginia Tech. Remember him, Dan? The Braylon Moore kid. Yeah. They brought him in, and they brought in that guy from Northwestern. I think he was all Big Ten.
If he was any good.
Yeah, he'd have been on somebody's board, Chris.
Yeah, they're not replacing.
I don't even know who he is.
Yeah, they're replacing 4. They're replacing 4 starters, not all 5.
Not to mention, they got to keep all their players out of jail, like Georgia. And that ain't looking like it's going too well for LSU or Georgia at their skill positions this summer. So, if Nuss ain't got nobody to throw the ball to.
Yeah, Barry and Brown, too.
Oh, man, Nuss got weapons, man.
Well, they
Nuss
got Nick
weapons,
Anderson. They did steal one of Oklahoma's receivers. They got Nick Anderson to go with Aaron Anderson, and then they got Barry and Brown in the slot. They're gonna have
and they got Chris Hilton. Like they're not hurting at all. No, we have you ever known the LSU
defense.
When have you ever known the LSU to be? Yeah, we have you
I
ever
didn't
known
say nothing about their receivers. I said their offensive line.
Oh, but when have you ever known for them to be hurting that receiver? They never ever lack receivers ever.
Even when they're the running team,
never lack receivers.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna give you my Ty Simpson, Archie Manning, and Covenant. I'm going with the big names, but I think Ty might, because he's going to have more opportunity to be playing on have the big stage, the bigger games, and if he balls out, he could easily win it.
I didn't want to jinx him, man. That's why I didn't say Ty.
That's why I said who's ever at the helm. I wasn't trying to say his name, but I was,
I think Ty stays the quarterback and has a hell of a year for Alabama.
Me too.
I just didn't want to jinx it, Petty. Like you just
we don't
did.
believe in jinx.
I'm a double agent.
He's a double agent.
I'm double agents can't jinx. I'm jinx proof.
That's exactly why you could be a jinx, because you are a double agent.
All right, guys. Be sure to follow us. Our socials.
I changed mine, Matt.
What?
My Instagram.
What is it?
It used to be at the final _ Wilson Chris. Now it is the _DB _surgeon.
Got it.
I create DBs in the lab. I work on DBs.
He lost his copyright license to me. You take your final wheels out your handle, man.
Yeah, we played rock paper scissors and I lost, so I had to change my handle.
Little
best 4 out of 7.
Well, listen, guys, thanks for tuning in. Please tune in next week as we get closer and closer to football. Camp should be starting once August turns around, and next thing you know, we'll be talking about college football. We got some other shows coming up here on the Final Network.
Hold on a second. Somebody just asked a question I think needs answered right damn now.
I say yes.
Without a doubt.
Unequivocally.
Bray Hubbard is a problem. And a healthy Keon Sabb.
Hey,
Xavier Mincy is a problem.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Just the 4. Xavier Mincy and Draco Patrick Jr. Those 4 right there. Who?
And they are playing.
Well, he ain't a safety. He's a safety, Dan.
He's the Husky safety.
Right, but he meant the duo of the back end.
Yeah, free, strong.
Hey, another guy.
Free in the rover.
Ivan Taylor now. Don't be surprised he wiggled his way.
Yeah, because he's up to weight now, too. I know I ain't dropped it for everybody else yet, but some of it, like we said earlier, some of these dudes done added a lot of weight. Specifically in our tight end room, that kind of dropped my jaw when I thought about it. Specifically, the true freshmen, especially Caleb Edwards getting on campus late and doing what he did, and Marshall Pritchett basically bumping up to a whole another human being. Ooh, that's scary when all of our tight ends are above 6'5" and 250.
Yeah,
scary.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys, we're gonna end on that. And we like to end on the final whistle. Tune in next week, same time, same channel. Listen, stay on this network. Hit that like, subscribe. We got a lot of shows coming as we get closer to college football. So we got some new shows. We're going to keep you guys engaged. But until the meantime, in between time, we like to end on those 2 words. Roll, daggum, Tide.
Roll, daggum, Tide.
Give a fish about nothing but the Tide.
And if you're in Georgia, please drive safe and slow down.